Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at my submission for the Score Relief 2021 film competition. And this is to the score of Spring. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that now. All right, let's dive right into this. So starting off from the beginning, obviously there's some Score Relief credits. And then we jump into this kind of Star Wars introduction, going through everything. And we start with some high strings in tremolo. Not too crazy interesting, but it does its job in just kind of setting up the tone. And then in the middle of this is actually where the sound that I got for the entirety of the film, it comes with sound effects and whatnot. It was very abrupt when it came in, so I kind of wanted to fade it in a little bit more, so I did just that. And during that, you can actually hear that I had bassoon and low strings kind of have this crescendo. So it kind of has that effect. You can listen here and watch. Right, pretty interesting. And then this is also where we have a bum, 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 kind of bone xylophone sound. Not exactly sure how they made that, but it's pretty cool. And pretty simplistic, just have grand piano there, and then that's when our strings come in, and we'll go from there. Okay, so there's not too much going on there. It's mainly just a bunch of string chords, but I will point out that I tried to kind of have the theme of Up going on. Not the theme of the movie Up, but theme of music going higher in pitch. So you can hear when she looks up, the music kind of reflects that. When she plugs the crystal into her staff, it also reflects that. So right here, looks up right there, plugs into the staff. And same for the horns. It may not be perfectly in time, but you can hear boom ba when she looks up the second time. And there she looks up right there. Okay, and then this is when the first hit happens. Okay, right here, this is when we have a piano gliss going into it. So that starts out, and then we have a few other instruments. Let's see, we've got flutes, grand piano, and first violins have this kind of run. So not too interesting there, but important. And actually for this part, I'm going to mute the sound effects that I got. You could hear that the main melody comes in, and I still try to present this idea of going up. So I'll point at some of the places where that happens. Right there. Right here, when the creatures wake up. And right here. So I'll stop there and we'll take a look at some of this. So yeah, there are three main sections. I've got when the creatures first wake up, or not wake up, but this first creature stands up, when a few other creatures wake up, and when she brings her staff and pushes it up. When that creature rises, I have that, and then right here, when a few other creatures wake up. And what's cool about this section, so if we take a listen to just the strings. So we've got Charlie with that melody coming in, and actually the main melody is supposed to be in the horn, so you can hear that. So pretty cool. I believe bassoon has that too. I really do like my horns and bassoon together. And then we have the next section when the tree falls on her. So all throughout here, this is when we have, I think it's a C sharp minor chord, and it kind of deviates from there over time. So you can listen to it here. And that goes in time with everything, so you can watch. You can see all of the notes deviate. And I wanted it to cut off. I want to hear that when she falls, to have that grand piano kind of be a big part of this. Okay, and then right here, this is actually when we have some new time signature changes. So right here, during the kind of chord deviation, the tempo rises up until we get to her fall, and it changes to 6/8. Up until this point, we've been mostly 4/4 quarter note based. We have a single 5/4 measure to add a quarter note. But then from there, it turns into 6/8. So there we go, turns into 6/8, pretty cool. And we start off with this new theme, new idea with the grand piano, just playing eighth notes. And of course that run. And you'll find that there's a lot of imitation going on. So if we start off, it comes first off with the grand piano, and that follows by the flute and then the clarinet. So pretty cool there, and then actually follows up along with this trumpet part. So if I just play this. Okay, so pretty cool. And then of course we've got some other main melody stuff. So bassoon, horns, trombone, and then it actually is imitated in some mid to low strings, so, violas and cello. Yeah, so pretty cool. Da 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 dum. And of course, in the strings, we have a little bit of a abbreviated version. And then in there, we also have a few other things going on. So a little bit of 5/1 in bass, simple. And then actually in the woodwinds, and we have some strings as well, spiccato strings. What's cool about that section is the flute is on top and the oboe is on the bottom here for the little counterpoint that they have. But then that actually flips, because you can see here, this is the flute part, it ends up, but then in the first violins part it goes down. So this one, it goes in, while the flute and clarinet go out. So thought that was interesting. And then here in the next section we have three main parts going on. We've got the main melody, actually four almost. Main melody, we've got counter melody, bass, and then some runs. So the main melody, not too interesting. Okay, and then of course bass, it just kind of outlines the chordal structure. Not too interesting. And then we've got this counter melody going on. So that's kind of cool. I kind of wanted to have the main melody to have more rhythm, while as the counter melody to have stricter rhythm. Boom, bum, 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 ba, dum. Even if it goes higher in terms of pitch, the rhythm stays mainly the same. And then here, we've got some runs going on. So this is where the piano still has all of that stuff, mainly starting with the grand piano, and then clarinet and oboe have these runs. Pretty cool, not too hard. Okay, then the next section is relatively similar. The chordal structure is different, so you can listen. And actually right here, I believe we have a little bit of a tempo change. Kind of interesting, just to kind of make sure that the scenes line up. It's an accelerando here, so it just speeds up a little bit. And right here at this section, this is when the creature stomps. So you can watch, have this first section, creature stomps, and then we have the second section. So if I unmute this, you can really hear, you can actually see it too in the waveform. So I wanted to keep the scenes in line with that. And then right here, this is when the scene changes again from kind of the dog running after the crystal to the girl running. And then that's when we have this piano section going on. So that's all that's happening, just piano, left hand and right hand, pretty simple. this is actually kind of bounced around from instrument to instrument. Right after that, that's when we have the collegno strings take over. So pretty cool. And then actually we have some other things going on. So like this, if we remember this. Same thing from over here. Except now it's over top of the strings. And then, of course, piano's not doing anything interesting. Though now you can hear and feel the eighth notes. They're a lot faster. I don't know if we're speeding up here now. We have reached our tempo of 166 beats per minute. So no, it's not speeding up through here. And then the next section, it comes back. It's very similar to this, if you listen. The melody is the same, tempo is different, and there are a few other things that are different too. So we don't have the string chordal structure anymore. That's present elsewhere. So that's going on. The main melody, it's actually the same thing as what happened before in the brass section. And the strings have the outline of the chordal structure just outlined with collegno. And that's helped with the grand piano. Okay, cool. And then I have a little bit else, something else here, so a little run to go along with what this guy is doing. So you can watch. Okay, I tried to line that up as best as I could. And then the next section who gets this is actually the woodwind section. So, pretty cool. It is helped along with the grand piano. Simple. And actually, the second time that goes around, spiccato strings comes in. So if I select all of this, just to kind of give a little bit more meat. And then that's when we have this kind of quarter note feel. So from here on, it's always been da ba 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 da dun dum bum bum ba da 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 do bum bum. And then right at 63, that's when the feeling kind of changes to bum bum ba do 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 bum ba ba dum ba ba, more of a 3/4 feeling. And then actually you can hear this again. It's the same things that what we've had before. Same exact thing. And actually added on to that is another grand piano run later this time. With the low end, I believe we got grand piano, bassoon, trombone, and low strings. Not too interesting, but it does the job. And then we kind of have this dum bum 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 bum. The entirety of the ensemble has this kind of quarter note feel. That's fun. And then you can hear at the very end, it kind of changes tonality. So until this point, I've been modulating around here and there. And we kind of gotten to an F sharp minor chord to C sharp minor, kind of flipping back and forth between those two. I wanted to bring it back to D major. And that's what we have at the beginning. You can hear if I solo this time. So that hit, it's the same as the hit over here. So that, I wanted to have that chordal feel into it. So that's why I had to modulate back to D major. And then, of course, some strings kind of holding on to that idea. Tremolo strings, that is. And then, you know, that's when she realizes, oh my gosh, I'm still alive after that. And then we have her realizing that, you know, her staff is flowering again, so we can see that happening. And that's when I wanted some more strings in here. So I'll take a run through of this. So single viola. And you can see it kind of opens up through here. And then she'll realize, oh, look at those pretty flowers. Oh my gosh, where's my dog? And you'll hear everything kind of go minor for that as well. That's also when the bass comes in. So very similar to what we had before. It's in a different chord this time, but I wanted to kind of bring back that theme of looking up. So if we go back and listen to it, I'll point out all the places where that might happen. It's a little bit of something going up. And then you can see the dog looks up. She looks up, the brass follows. So that's kind of what I was going on here. And you can see right here, da do ba da ga dum. That's when the dog looks up. And that's also exactly when she locks her thing into place earlier. Except this time it's the dog. And then we have that same thing. It actually goes back to the same original chord we had before. And same things. I'll play it for you and then we'll talk through it. So melody is different. I wanted to show that this is something different, of course. The chordal structure is actually very similar. And we have similar things going on. So the piano kind of glitz at the beginning and then the run. So that happens everywhere. And of course the melody goes up and travels. And then this is when we have one more section to kind of close it off. So it kind of reaches its climax, or like the chordal climax, a little bit early. So what I wanted to do is add this run when she hits her staff for the last time. And you can hear this time it's actually the sound is different. So different sound. I wanted to kind of show that off as well. So if I play that muting it. Kind of fades away, and then we have strings. And this is when the spring section comes back. So I had originally just high strings, and I think I put this in horns, but I wanted to keep it all strings. So it starts off with this kind of chord structure. Simple chord structure, but effective. And you'll see I kind of wanted to start small and then expand from there. And so the original melody, while it's not with the chordal structure, it is still a very good melody. Simple melody, but important. Okay, so you can see that's going on, and then that's actually transferred elsewhere. So if I copy everything here in the string section, you can see what I'm talking about in terms of expansion. So it starts here and then expands, 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 expands until we hit the final chord, which is, of course, the largest chord that we have. That's kind of what I was going for. And then, okay, so we have the first section, the melodies in cello, and then the second section, we've got a few more things coming in. So we've got grand piano, kind of having this arpeggiated theme. Still has the melody, but okay, so pretty simple. The flute actually is in complete harmony with the first violins. They're exactly the same, just to add that timbre. And then I believe we got clarinet, sorry, not clarinet, oboe, bassoon, and trumpets having the melody now. And then a counter melody comes in the horns and trombones. Pretty simplistic, but I really like the way that it kind of ends up. Strings still ever expanding, and then we have it one more time with this 7 chord at the very end. That kind of da-da-boom, that's in the melody for every other instrument. And I tried to line this up with the very ending, so if I play from right about here. Simple chord. Simple chord, but very effective. And so you can hear at the very end here, it kind of crescendos for a measure and then diminuendos to the very end. And then, last but certainly not least, the credits. I wanted to bring back something that we've seen before, put it in grand piano and just kind of let it run. So I came up with this, took the same things before and expanded it and maybe had a little bit more to make it feel complete. And of course, I wanted to line it up, so I'll play it one more time and you can watch the video here. Scene change. So simplistic, but I think it's powerful. Okay. So there's my submission for the Score Relief 2021 competition. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown. Okay. And if you would, go ahead and support Score Relief. What they're doing is really, truly amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.